And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Ooh, we have returned here with the lower semifinals. Just wrapped up with Clem versus Chem, and Clem is waiting the grand finals of the PiGosaur Cup number 80. And now we have returned with the lower semis, a TvT between ByuN and Percival, and they just wrapped up an over 30-minute game over on at Attorney's Edge. They just wrapped up, but ByuN does take the game and does take a lead in the series, but again, it was a very long, very intense, very drawn out split map scenario. Do we end there? Do we end up there again, or do we go for a bit of a shorter game instead? Let's go. Let us go. Let us jump in. This morning in the right hand corner of Defenders Lab, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran leading the series 1-0. It is, for Shopify, ByuN. And spawning in the bottom hand corner, we have his opponent going for the proxy as the SCVs are being sent across the map as we speak. Proxy 2x. We have the South Korean Terran, we have the red Terran. It is Percival. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open and place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we have our two SCVs being sent across, as the racks is being thrown down, as we are committing into the cheese, into the proxy, into the aggression. Let's go. Let us go. Again, no surprises here. I mean, I say no surprise. Game one was a very long, very intense game, which Percival did barely lose, and now it's time to just spice things up. We're done with the macro, at least for now. Let's try to squeeze out an early cheeky win. Unfortunately, we have ByuN opening up double gas. Ooh, double gas opener here. Now with the double gas opener, what does this mean? This means faster factory. Faster factory delayed TC. ByuN is going for a safer build. This doesn't mean a build order win, but it means that ByuN will have an easier time defending against the proxy 2-racks. True. So easier defense here by ByuN. The pressure is on Percival. Pressure is on. Makes turns blink like it's no one's. True, true. He's crazy. Makes no sense. Oh, my apologies. I assumed it was Proxy 2x Reaver. Aye. Both gases were taken or are being taken, and it is going to be Proxy Marauder instead. This is that much more dedicated. This does hit a little bit later, but this can actually work well against the earlier factory. Remember, it's early factory into early Hellion, but Hellions, they're going to do nothing against the Marauder. Okay. Do we check? Oh my god. The Reaper does check the low ground, rotating up into the high ground instead, and will not find the initial proxy. Also, fun to see that the Shopify player has the Shopify branding. Oh, the Shopify. Yeah, the Shopify side, and we have the... just trying to... This monster? There's nothing there. I was curious. But here we go. The Marauders are going to be waddling up in towards the natural. Again, behind this, we have Hellions on the way, more Reapers on the way as well, and Percival, he can excel here. Text out the SCV, moving in. Does move in. Again, there's no bunker, no reaction, no response, as ByuN had no idea. The boys are being full connected around. Yeah, the boys are coming in. Oh! Almost. Does try to engage. Again, Percival has to be so careful. He does shuffle back one of those Marauders. Does shuffle back here. Nice show point. Does force some splash damage. Heli-Pole is going off. Scan does reveal the high ground. Catching up the reactor. Tank is on the way. Needs a little bit more time. It does need more time. Ooh, weakened Marauders are up front. One Marauder goes down, and Big Bake-Off gets one. Takes out one, takes out two. Three Marauders left. There's only three left, and ByuN is holding. Yeah, ByuN is holding on. He does catch out the third Marauder. The fourth and the final Marauder almost going down as well, and the tank will pop out. The tank will pop. Back at home, we already have the transition factories on the way. And these Marauders, they traded with the army, did kill 5 SCVs, so did deal some economic damage here. The CC timings are neck and neck, but of course we have the tank advantage for ByuN. So we're backing up and macroing out of this. After an intense early game, we're just calming down, we're floating back home, and we are macroing on in towards a more standard mid-game. Again, there's no real way to counterattack yet. Now, something that ByuN is doing, which is very common, is to try to catch your opponent off guard with Cloak Banshee. So we have the Tech Lab already done, we have the add-on swap into Starport, into what should be Cloak Banshee, to punish a player that otherwise would be muling, right? Ideally, you don't want to be holding onto scan energy this early on after being this aggressive. It is going to be Macro Accelerator Cyclones on the horizon here as the follow-up, and we'll see if ByuN does commit into Cloak. He's gonna get scouted. Yeah, here comes the Rax. He sees everything. Confirms the Cloak Banshee. Big scout here for Percival. Very well done. Does confirm the build of choice. Is fully aware, and ByuN may just cancel Cloak after this. May just cancel after the Rax goes down. ByuN checking the logout, making sure there's no CC on location. Command center now being floated over. Ooh, catching an SCV, not bad. Does catch an SCV. The Rax will burn down, and again, do we cancel? Do we let it finish here? I mean, Percival's also going to be gambling as well. It would make sense here because of the scouts for it to be cancelled to get the refund. Reaper gets caught. Looks like the upgrade will finish. And Percival's going for his own counter drop. Okay. So there's 2 Cyclones, 3rd Cyclone's on the way. Macville Accelerators is almost done. Yeah, it's still building up, securing his natural. And he's ready the main. He's ready the main base, ready for the lock on. Does he react in time? Oh! Does with the medevac. Medevac gets spotted. Lock on the Cyclone. We can break the lock on. Nice tank shot. Very nice tank shot. ByuN holds. ByuN, he's holding on at the same time. We have a Liberator harassing on the right hand side. Dipping into the natural. Does siege. Does siege up, does catch 1, 2, almost 3 SCVs. Not bad. 2 SCV kills. Banshees are moving out. They have the cloak. Making the way into the bases. The turrets are in position. We have a turret in both mineral lines. Do we catch the tank? Ooh, tempted. Gets a Marine. Catching a Marine. Catching out 2 Marauders as well. Very nice. Going for the add-ons. And do we have a scan? The answer is no. Currently, there is no scan. Ooh, catching out a Cyclone. There we go. Scan now is activated. Another Cyclone almost goes down. They trade 1-to-1. They do trade. And ByuN pulls out. And he pulls out. Liberator does rotate over towards the main base. Nice damage. Gets 1. Takes down 1 more SCV. Quick moves out of Percival. So again, we have that back and forth. Worker counts are neck and neck. Faster 3rd CC out of ByuN. True. Much faster 3rd. So should have faster saturation. Percival still being very active. We didn't really get to talk about this or discuss too much, but Percival's biggest strengths here, I would say, period, not just in TvT, but in all matchups, is his multi-pronged aggression. He's a very fast player. I would say on par, if not even faster than ByuN. This is why we have seen ByuN struggle in the past against someone like Percival. He's very intense when it comes to his play, and sometimes can be too intense and can be overly aggressive. That's where he can, at times, fumble. There we go, does move in. Takes down the Cyclone. Cyclone goes down, tank as well. Liberator does siege, and so far does overwhelm the main base. Massive damage here in the main. 5, 6 SCV kills. Do we get 7? No, sorry, 9. Oh my god. 9 SCVs, insane damage. And with that, Percival, he pulls away. Again, he's so quick to siege, unsiege, rotate his Liberator, pick up his Cyclones, and pull out. As this Liberator finally does fall, not without taking down another 2 SCVs. 11 SCV kills, insane damage. Ooh, does drop within range of the tank though. We'll lose 1 of the Cyclones. Does want the other tank. Is being greedy. Yeah, this is. Oh, he's greedy. He gets it though. He gets it and he gets away. Esther Percival. Ay, ay, ay. Again, just outmaneuvering ByuN. Not easy to do, but he does it. Does outmaneuver. With that, ByuN now expanding, claiming his 3rd, and down in workers. He has some catching up to do. Oh, speaking of counter damage though, okay, nicely done. Catching out 2, catching out 3, catching out 4. 4 SCV kills, not bad. So we have a bit of a back and forth. That does even up the worker count. Worker counts are evening up. HP, not even close. I mean, what we just saw here kind of like exemplifies our point that we were mentioning, how unironically Percival is one of the faster players in the game right now at this level of play. I will say that there are times where he over micros to the point where his macro does slip, like we have noticed that from time to time, or he's maybe too ambitious and he overextends. That's where he's going to be tempered a little bit, but when it works, it works. Like, speaking of, even this is a risky maneuver. Moving out with his double drop. Rallied into the main. ByuN does react. He does respond. Marines are somewhat in position. And ByuN should defend the main base. Will lose the turrets, but shouldn't lose much else. Yeah, does force the pickup. At the same time, ByuN going for his own double drop. We'll see Percival can defend. So far, does have some Vikings in position. So far, Percival trying to keep up. Catching out a Marine. And does catch a Marine. Double drop into the main base. And dives into the main. 4 SCVs go down. Decent damage. There's a high-yield depot here as well. He wants it. He gets it. Nice pickup. Takes out the high-yield depot, pulls away. At the same time, rotating over towards the third. We do have an army rotating in position for the most part. Claim is ready, and we're claiming our bases. 4th base on the way for Percival, 4th base on the way for ByuN. What? Sorry, I was a little bit confused. I was like, where's the 4th expansion? So Percival, he's long distance mining the northern base, but the CC is here on the south side instead. Okay. It's fine. That's Percival. He wants to overwhelm the main. Takes out another turret. Another turret's barely out of range of the tank. Nice hold position micro. Very nice. That's Percival. He did not give chase. Not within range of the tank. In range, ByuN going for his own counterattack. Likewise, so it's Percival, who reacts first. Percival is rallying in. Uh-oh. Oh, there's a stim. Catches the Viking. Viking goes down. Percival has to get the hell out of here. Has to pull away. At the same time, going for his own massive counterattack. The tanks are on their own, though. Percival has to reinforce. The tanks are they're exposed. Here comes ByuN, and these tanks they're naked. They're naked, baby. ByuN doesn't commit in. Survive distracted. Oof. Yeah, Percival he runs into a tank line. Percival he will lose this army. At the same time, ByuN he stims in. He gets 1, 2, 3. He's gonna get every single tank. Again, the pads were down. The tanks were all by themselves. Massive loss for Percival. That was how many? That was 5 tanks. 5 tanks going down. Tank count was almost reset. You know what's crazy? After losing all those tanks, the supply evens up. Like, Percival, he was in a good position. He was. Not anymore. Like, oh, God. Yeah, catching out 3 medevacs as well. Percival, he stims in, gets one of the tanks, but Percival is being overwhelmed. And with that, ByuN, he has done it. He can just keep on pushing right down mid. Again, Percival to be forced to bring back the Marines, but to still keep pushing with the tanks, that was a big risk here, a big gamble from Percival. It was not worth it. As I mentioned before, sometimes overly aggressive, like sometimes overly assertive. And with that, ByuN is moving in for the kill. He's moving in. Yeah, stims forward. Ooh, doesn't quite get into the tank. We'll siege. Liberator will hold the line. And nice Liberator usage. Takes down one of the tanks. So he's holding. He's holding well here. This is why air control is so important here in TvT. Fun fact, ByuN often does forego air control. He's known for going to a very heavy Marine tank composition. No Vikings, right? 0 Vikings, so ByuN has no air control. He has no easy way to deal with the Liberators, except for just stimming in. Percival, he is technically building up a more efficient army. It's more efficient. And Percival, can he stabilize? Oh no, the double drop. And double drop on the right. Main rotation to the top side as well. Percival, can he keep up? Again, his army is slower. Oh, the on siege! No, he gets caught on siege. Losing 1, losing 2. Oh, just 1. Whew, just 1 tank. Does go for the siege. Marines, they stem in. They catch out both Liberators. But Percival's holding. He's holding on at the same time here on the south side. Tanks say to defend. Percival, he's holding on. I say that, but still taking losses here. Yeah, losing 6 SCVs, 7, 8. 8 SCV kills. Drop into the main. Oof. It's going to be a messy drop. It's going to be a very messy drop here by ByuN. It's going to be a one-way trip. And not quite worth it here. Gets 2 extra SCVs. But ByuN still has momentum. Still has momentum. Still has control. Again, this all came down to Percival throwing away 5 tanks on the right-hand side. And everything just very quickly snowballed from there. It'll just snowball out of control. Up until that point, it's like Percival, he was in a better position than ByuN, like straight up. Like he was looking solid. Looking so good. As ByuN is now maxed. Rotating to the center. Percival is trying to keep up. Leaves it too far forward, late to siege. And late reactions by Percival. ByuN, he stims on in, he breaks through the siege line. Does break through. Getting on top of the tanks. And with that, ByuN overwhelms. ByuN overwhelms. GG gets called, and ByuN, he will take game number 2. GG. Whew. GG, well played. A very intense, a very high octane game too as well. Again, Percival, he was doing so well in the mid game, outplaying and outperforming and just pulling ByuN apart, but it all came down to Percival overextending. He did overextend, he did push across the map, he got caught in the center, so his Marines pulled back. He had a really good reaction, he did pull back in time. He pulled back the Marines at least, but alas, he did not pull back the tanks. He still sent his tanks across the map, and they were on their own, right? The tanks, that were naked, they were exposed, they were all by themselves, and they were easily swallowed up by ByuN. That was 5 tanks being thrown away, and that quickly swung everything in favor of ByuN. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're going to be loading into the Old Sun Temple. We're going to be loading into our next game. Let's go. Let us go. We're going to be loading into a 4-player spawn map, one of the other quirkier maps in the map pool, and has potential to slow things down as well, depending on spawn location. True. Depends. Let's go. We got it. We got the cross spawn spawning in the top right-hand corner of the Old Sun Temple. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. Leading the series 2-0, and spawning in the bottom left hand corner we have his opponents. We have the red Terran player, we have the other South Korean Terran. It is Percival. And again, welcome to the Old Sun Temple. You can spawn in bottom left, bottom right, top left, and top right as well. So 4 possible spawn locations, and we happen to spawn the furthest away we can here. We have diagonal spawns from both ByuN and Percival. That is the longest rush distance by ground, so a very high chance that we do embrace a longer and later game. There are so many bases to take, and the big difference here between the Old Sun Temple and the other 4-player spawn maps is that it is easier to push out and to take more bases. On maps like Exarch, on Fear and Faith, for example, these maps, they do have a bit of a distinction between your corner and the other corners, right? You have typically you have your 4 bases, and then there's a big gap between your 4th and the eventual 5th expansion. But here, instead of any kind of gap, we have terrain, right? We have rocks and we have mineral patches to slow people down. But once you can break through this, bam, you have a base right next to your own 4th, right? You have very, very close by 5th base locations and 6th base locations as well. Much closer than the other 4-player spawn maps. Likewise, there's also a bunch of choke points, a bunch of points of elevation, choke points, high ground as well, destructible towers, destructible rocks. Because of that, I would say this map is much more defendable, and it is easier to build up in towards a split map scenario compared to the other 4-player spawn maps. So, in general, I believe that this is an easier map to turtle on, but we'll see. We haven't really seen too many games on this map. So we'll see if that's the style that we embrace. Let's go. So ByuN does move out. To help when it comes to scouting, we do have speed zones. We have a bunch of speed zones here in the center. This is to help with rotations, with workers moving across the map, and main armor rotations as well. True. Does help. Now we're building up our economies. Just racks expand into our factories, into our follow-ups. So we're calming down. Percival does not SCV scouts. Likewise, neither does ByuN. ByuN just staying here in the center of the map. Doesn't move out. Oh, yeah, as Percival does try to move in, but the high ground, yeah, the high ground does deter him. ByuN does defend. Again, there's just a lot of points of elevation here, so trying to move out early on and trying to push up a ramp is going to be very difficult. But Percival does find him. True, I mean, yeah, does find ByuN, is aware. Is now aware of ByuN's spawn location. I believe ByuN is still unaware as to where Percival is. So still has to piece that all together. My suit link. Here we go, as the Hellions do try to come in across the map so far. Ooh, we'll overwhelm. Yeah, ByuN's got the higher Hellion count, a much higher Hellion count, and Percival gets caught. He gets caught out, he's racing on back. He does have the Cyclone on the high ground, but can he hold on? Does he have enough? And looks like he does. Yeah, the Cyclone does try to hold the line. Massive splash damage on the Hellions though, and Percival, he's being overwhelmed. It's still so close here. The Cyclone tanks a lot of hits. Wow. After all that, the Cyclone survives. Very tanky. Does hold, does defend. Behind this, we sustain some losses. Order type harass. Order types in both bases. 5 SCV kills. 9 mining. Outside of that, though, we're just calming down. We're just calming down, building up the mid game, getting to our own bio setup, into our own bio tank. Settling in. Third base now being taken by Percival on location. ByuN's third is just now being started in his own main, so slightly later. Percival taking a bigger chance, a bigger risk. As Percival is going to try to move in this early on. Does disable one tank, not quite the other. Nice auto chart, takes down the tank. Oh my god, Percival breaks through. He breaks through the mineral line into the natural. Again, it's only a handful of units here, but very nice use of the of the Ravens. Denies mining, no major damage here, but is at least containing his opponent on one base economy. Tank does siege within range of the CC. No shot. And the lock-ons, oh, the CC's going down. Oh my god. Gets so low. Forced to lift. Again, ByuN stuck with one base. Stuck on expansion behind this Percival, saturating his own third. Oh, losing SCVs there. It does bleed out workers. Percival, he pulls away. Oh, that was 9 SCVs going down. Even more here. Again, Percival, he was just so distracted with his own aggression that he bled out too many units across the map. So again, this was really good damage, but again, losing 9 SCVs, that does slow him down heavily. Percival does find one of the Ravens. Finds one. The other Raven going further in, getting another 4 SCV. Oh, God. 4 SCVs. The Raven, her ass back. Percival's coming. Gunny pulls out. Percival once again moving in. Checking the main armies. Percival were even on tanks. Percival does have a Viking advantage. He's up in Vikings, up in Ravens. He's at least sitting up in the center. Percival is rallying. He's rallying everything he has. Pushing across the map. ByuN, his main army is here located at his third base. Meanwhile, Percival sneaking up on the natural. Uh-oh. And ByuN doesn't see. There's a scan. Percival, he sees all the tanks set up here on the right-hand side. This will help Percival. He's moving in. He has all the disables. Oh, the Vikings, though. Gets one. One Raven goes down to the Vikings. Percival, he will win the fight in the sky. Zoning back ByuN. Marines do help. Marines do help support. One tank falls, and Percival is pushing in. Once again, mass disables. Oh my god. He disables Pappy. Can he take down both tanks? He should. Yeah, he should be able to bring them down. He gets one. The boys are being cool. They come in from behind. They come in. The boys. They're helping. And ByuN holds. And he barely holds on. Will cost him 16 SCVs. ByuN survives. Again, the rally is just so long. It's such a long rally. Percival did leave one tank behind. Don't know if that would have been enough to break through, but would have helped. Regardless, that was nice economic damage. Looking at the units tab here, we're now even on Ravens. We do see Percival still has the tank lead. ByuN has the Viking lead. It's up in Vikings. As both players working towards their 4th command centers. That was slowing things down. The game is slowing down. Again, that could have been a kill move from Percival, pushing up the ramp, pushing into the natural. But Latin did do a lot of damage. But alas, ByuN, he's holding, he's defending, he's stabilizing. Moving out with his own double drop. Do they find each other? Oh, does spot it. And they actually spot each other. ByuN knows, ByuN unload. He unloads. Does unload. ByuN sharking around. Coming in from behind, the tanks are in position. ByuN does weave his way through. Oh, finds a free tank. Not bad. Free tank goes down. And again, due to the size of the map and due to our positioning here, we can just freely take our 4th bases. We're just building up on 4 bases. We can start working towards a 5th base. We're going to be here for a while. Like, we're going to slow things down. We're going to build up. Maintaining our 4 bases. We're going to max out. Percival is being active, but oh, the center tower does finish in time. ByuN is ready. Yeah, massive tank shots. ByuN collapsing in the army. Percival has to get the hell out of here. Has to pull away. And ByuN, he should be the first to max out again. He's reliant. He's a little bit more reliant on a mass marine heavy composition. I believe so is Percival. Now Percival's got more Vikings. Gonna get spotted. Percival does have the Raven. Very nice snipe. Tanks to do siege. Percival, he's holding on. He does hold on. ByuN going for a Doom Drop instead. Percival going for his own counterattack. And does find an attack, but he's going to be caught out though. Oh, he gets surrounded. Yeah, it does get surrounded, and Percival, he will lose everything. All these Marines, they go down, and here comes ByuN from behind. Catches a tank. Sims in, gets one, gets 2 tanks. Catching out a couple of Vikings as well. That's 3, 4, 5. Oh my god, 5 Vikings go down. Crazy damage. ByuN. Again, he just weaves his way through the map, through the army. Catching tanks, Vikings. Pulls away in time. Is over Sims, but it'll be worth it if we can get home. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it does race home in time. Does race home. ByuN pulls out. Percival, he can still take a better fight here. Still has a solid tank count. ByuN still needs more medevacs. So ByuN sets up on the high ground. Percival does get 1 tank. Okay. Next one. ByuN going for another backstab. Percival trying to do the same. Ooh, Percival gets caught out. Pushing right through the right hand side. Getting over the CC. Tanks take siege. But ByuN, he's behind the army. Oh. ByuN incoming from behind. There's the on siege. Oh no, the tank's on siege. He gets 1. He gets 1. He gets 2. Getting up to 3. Getting up to 4 tanks. Likewise, ByuN trying to collapse in forward here, but doesn't quite get on top of the tank line. Okay. Percival, he maintains his position. Wow. I assumed that this round would be a little bit better here to catch out all the tanks, but no. Percival, he maintains his position. He maintains his army. Denies the expansion. Dropping further in. In the end, ByuN could not deal with this. He could not clean up the army. Oof. That's Percival. He does attempt to drop. Does attempt. Percival gets pulled away. He's forced back. ByuN being very bolty with his expansion. He does push forward. ByuN moves in. So far still maintains the high ground. And Percival, where are we going? Where are we rotating? Does find the would-be planetary. He sims in, doesn't quite notice, so the tank does siege, and ByuN holds. ByuN does defend. If personally he feels paying attention here, we could have seen that we could have gotten that tank. But this base is going to be so difficult to maintain. It's a low ground expansion. It is isolated, it's on its own. Percival looking for another way in. Sims forward, gets 1 of the tanks, gets 2. 2 tanks will go down, but he cannot push up this ramp. Not like this. Oh my god. The high ground is just too good. He cannot move in, and ByuN is stabilizing. ByuN was down, what, 30, 40 supply? But ByuN is stabilizing. The low ground expansion is getting up. A couple of tanks get caught out. That's Percival. He moves in. Disables 2 tanks within range. But ByuN, he does catch out the army in the center. Better dive here from ByuN. Sims in, catching out another tank. At the same time, though, this planetary is under fire. And ByuN is coming in from behind. This time, can he clean this up? He should be able to. Throws down the auto turrets. And Percival trying to maintain this position. Marines, they stem forward. They get on top of the tanks, and Percival, he will lose every single tank here. Ay, ay, ay. That's what, 6 tanks going down. And ByuN saves the base. He saves the planetary. Does save the expansion. ByuN pushing further in. Percival claiming a 7th. Sorry, 6th. It's claiming a 6th. We'll still have control of the high ground. True. But again, our players are spreading themselves thin. We're being spread thin here. Percival does find 2 more tanks. Ooh, only killing 1. Now the 1 tank goes down. ByuN is holding. And now we finally pushes. We haven't really seen ByuN actually move out across the map the entire game. He's full for the center, but never actually pushed out. He's finally coming. Yeah, massive tank shots. Nice disables. Breaks through the siege line. The Vikings still heavily in favor here of Percival, but he has nothing on the ground. There's nothing on the ground. Might be the final tank folds. Oof. And the 6th is denied. Nice expansion. We have 10 Vikings here for Percival. And they at least zone back the Ravens, but... that ground army is still lacking. Liberators, it will help. Liberators are on the way. Will help here for Percival. Whereas ByuN is also still being active. Again, he does actually get past the halfway mark. Pushing into the bases. ByuN he does siege. Yeah, mass siege here from ByuN. Now, Percival's answer to this is going to be mass disable, right? He's got all these Ravens. He has mass disable available. He can disable all these tanks. But does he have enough on the ground? Whistle goes off. Armor shred on the Vikings. Marines, they step in. They take down the planetary. Massive pickup. And Percival, we gotta go. Here it is. Disables 1, 2, just 2 tanks. And nice armor shred as well. But the damage has been done though. He lost 20 SCVs. He lost the expansion. Oh, the rocks! Let's go. The rocks get knocked down in the retreats. And ByuN, he gets out of there. He pulls away. He pulls away in time. Retaking his expansions, claiming another. Oof. That's Percival, he's punished. As one base falls, another rises. Like we're Percival still hanging on. And again, he's still maintaining all those Ravens, right? Technically, the mass Raven Viking army is more efficient, but we're still lacking Liberators to fully take advantage of that air control. Again, there's nice armor shred, but there's nothing to punish. Tanks are moving in. Nice spread here by ByuN. Yeah, he spreads well, collapsing on the tank. Catching out 1, 2, 3 tanks. Might even get the 4th. He keeps going. And he will. Yeah, breaks through the auto charge, takes down the final tank as well. Heavy losses once again for Percival. Once again, just did not have enough support on the ground. Not enough on the ground. Percival's cooked. I mean, Percival, he was looking more dominant here. Like, he had a stronger, I would say, mid-game. But the moment that everything switched and fell on its face for Percival was when this low ground base was maintained, right? When Percival, he committed into killing this expansion. He failed to do so. He got surrounded. He lost 6 tanks, if you recall. He lost 6 tanks here in this position. It was brutal. Like, this base, this moment was huge for ByuN. It was a pivotal moment for ByuN. He takes down another expansion, another planetary. Percival is out of position. Tries to race on over, but he will not save the base. Not here. 15 SCVs. 15 SCVs. That's Percival. He has these small little wins here, catching a tank here and there. That's 1, 2 tanks. But now Liberation has arrived for ByuN of all players. Oof. Does fight back. How do we have 11 Ravens? Again, technically, this is what you want in a later game, but Percival just has no economy. He's down to 24 SCVs. He's broke. Yeah, Percival's broke. ByuN, he can sim forward, catching out the final tanks once again. The Ravens will get away, but as I mentioned, it's mainly just Raven remaining here for Percival. He has no fresh bases. He has no mining. Running out of resources. 28 SCVs are active. Did go the distance once again. But Silver's doing too much. Too many sims. Yeah, sims forward, breaks through the siege line. Gets all the Marines. And again, this is the final stand here for Percival. It's all or nothing. And he is holding on to this choke point, to be fair. It was a messy fight, but he does hold. Liberation has arrived. Percival cleans up all the tanks. And again, this is a good fight for Percival, that's true, but he just can't afford it. Percival, he's broke, Pat. He's broke. He needs more than a good fight. He needs a dominant fight, and that was not dominant enough. Oh no! Losing Raven. GG. GG gets called, and ByuN will claim the series 3-0, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played, ByuN. He will claim the series. He will advance on to the grand finals, but a big shout out to Percival for looking very impressive in this series. It's one of those things where the scoreline doesn't actually do justice to the games themselves. If you missed them, I do recommend them. But fun fact, in every game of this series, Percival, he was ahead. He was ahead in game 1, game 2, game 3, at least game 1, hearing from ByuN's commentary. But Percival, he was in a more dominant position. But I would say that in every game, or at least in game 2 and 3, the games that we casted, we saw that Percival, he would either be overly aggressive, he'd be overconfident and overextend. He'd be in a commanding position and then push too far forward or overextend with his army, take a bad fight, and then everything would fall apart from there. We did see that again both in game 2 and here in game 3 as well. And with that, ByuN would be able to capitalize on that, stabilize, catch back up, and then overwhelm. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations. ByuN does claim the series. And with that, we are going to be following ByuN into the grand finals. We're going to be heading into a best of 5 between ByuN and Clem. Going to be loading into a TvP. Let's go. As we head on over here to the America server. And we're getting ready for los grand finales. True. We're going to be going on a short break. Going to be coming to a short break here. And when we come back, we'll have the grand finals. We'll have that best of 5. We'll see you guys soon after the break. See you soon. See you soon.